First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahushua Ba'Hashem, Rakakwadash. Yahweh is to this world to ignorantly cause God. Yahweh Shai is to this world to ignorantly cause Jesus. Ba'Hashem means in the name, Rakah means spirit, and Kodash means holy. That's all in the Paleo Hebrew. Also to give double honors to the elder bishops and apostles of Great Millstone that taught me this truth. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 9 and verse 1. It says, He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time when the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. Okay, and I wanted to start off the video with that scripture because here, literally yesterday, a couple days ago, Spain and Portugal got hit by a major power outage, right? Something that nobody saw coming, right? Except, the men of the Lord, okay, the brothers out there, day in, day out, week in, week out, talking about how, cyber attacks are coming, right? Famine is coming. Pestilence is coming. Diverse earthquakes are coming. Upwards of the people, right? Hey, you've been warned, okay, day in and day out, non-stop, that these types of events were going to start happening. Okay, and here you go. So I'm going to just get straight into it. 8-minute video. And before I get into it, I'm going to get one more scripture, and I'm going to just let it play fully through. Because when you actually look at, this happened in New York City. And I think it was 2005 or 2003. And one thing that was very, interesting about that time that it happened is that instantly, people started looting. And I think it's this video right here.
Do you know what's really fun? Making a website on Wix.
It was just after 9:30 p.m. when the streetwalkers in Times Square were suddenly doused in darkness, when thousands of passengers on graffiti-scarred trains became stuck, often in tunnels.
There was absolutely no panic, and you'd never know that there was any kind of emergency.
At first, in much of the city, there was a spirit of calm resilience, civilians directing traffic. Surgery moved outside at Brooklyn Jewish Hospital to utilize car batteries as backup power. With her own power generation facility, the Statue of Liberty remained lit. But the tired, the poor, the huddled masses she beckoned soon became restless, agitated, and violent.
The situation here in Brownsville was described as anarchy, war, rioting.
It was terrible. I could see from my window there, everybody looting, taking furniture, everything.
People was getting hurt, stealing, looting, and it wasn't a pretty thing. It was awful.
Unlike much bigger power outages in 1965 and 2003, New York City in 1977 was very much on edge. The son of Sam was stalking, and the fabric of the cash-strapped city was coming apart. The blackout was a tipping point in sweltering, poverty-stricken neighborhoods, and the NYPD was weakened by layoffs and low morale.
All the services had deteriorated. The subways were filled with graffiti, crime, police, fire, sanitation, education, social services had all been decimated.
And yet, countless examples of compassion in the face of chaos. At Tom's Restaurant, popular in Prospect Heights since the 1930s, African Americans formed a human chain around the place to protect it from looters. Such was their affection for the owners, Gus and None Vlahavas.
We've been here for over 40 years. This place has been here since 1936, so, we never went anywhere. We just stayed and we're still here.
About 25 hours later, the power was restored. More than 3,700 were arrested. An estimated $300 million worth of damage done. Mayor Abe Beame toured Brooklyn and was ushered out of office by voters a few months later. Con Ed then, as it still does today, took a lot of heat after the blackout, which was triggered by lightning strikes north of the city. While a blackout can never be ruled out, The utility insists changes were made to prevent the same kinds of circumstances that occurred in 1977. Many of the looted businesses have long since been replaced or rebuilt. In East Harlem, Tom, Dick, and Harry Shoes is still there, despite being looted of nearly $400,000 worth of merchandise that night. Michael Alessi was 17, helping his father run the place.
We knew a lot of the people, but that one day was a different story because the people, they were desperate. I mean, they were very desperate. I saw a different side to them that day.
A side no one wants to see again. David Ushery, News Channel 4.
And there you have it, man. Okay, something beautiful about that end there is he said that, yeah, I saw a side of them that I've never seen before, right? And that's the thing about, these hard conditions that people go through, is that you don't know who somebody is until they're really put against that corner, right? Once they're put against that corner and they don't got any way out, you're gonna see their true colors come out, and ultimately that's the flesh, being unleashed. One thing me and the brother always talk about is how we're gonna see the real side, the real demons come out when that famine hits, right? I believe that's gonna be the real tipping point for these people's morale, right? These people's, minds, is that when they realize that, their ribs are touching and they ain't got no food, they're gonna start breaking down, door to door, looking for anything, looking for scraps. So let's get a prophecy, of, what we saw right here was instant looting. Okay, let's get a prophecy talking about that. 2nd Ezra chapter 9 and verse 9. I believe it's in 2nd Ezra 9. No, 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and verse 22, it says, "And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty." Right, and that's going into a Jacob's trouble, the end times. When an event like this happens, suddenly the sown places, the Walmarts, the convenience stores, were found empty because people went and started looting. Okay, when people realize that there's something bad going on, the first thought is, what can I do to ensure my family's survival? And for them, that's going to the store. Said a lot of them were getting sweaters, were getting clothes, getting food, because they don't know how long it can last, and they run towards that carnal mindset of stocking up. So now let's get to the video. This recently happened in Spain and Portugal. And, I'll probably close it after the video. So, with that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rokah, Kodash, and double honors to the elder bishops and apostles of great millstone that taught me this truth. Shalom to you, like Shalom.
You're looking at a train station in Valencia in Spain that has been hit by a massive power outage that authorities there say is impacting the entire Iberian Peninsula. Let's get straight to our breaking news this hour out of southern Europe. And a massive power outage has knocked out electricity across Spain and Portugal, causing chaos at airports, at train stations, and on the roads. The Portuguese national grid operator says all of the Iberian Peninsula has been impacted and that some parts of France were also affected. CNN's Salma Abdelaziz is in London. Salma.
Chaos and confusion. I think those are absolutely the words of the day. Around midday local time in both Spain and Portugal, multiple towns, multiple cities experiencing a complete electricity outage, a complete power outage. We're talking about tens of millions of people now who are experiencing a total blackout. You can see what those images look like there on your screen. That means trains have come to a standstill. That means airports are filled with passengers who simply don't know what to do. This is midday, remember, so schools, businesses, shops, restaurants, all of those, of course, coming to a standstill with people struggling to figure out what's next. Now to that confusion, because the first question here, Becky, is, of course, for everyone there. When will the power come back? Authorities say they're scrambling to restore electricity in these places. They simply don't know the cause, though, of what's caused this outage. There are investigations underway, but of course the priority is to bring the power back. It's also unclear how widespread this power outage is. You mentioned those reports that these outages may go as far as France. Then you have to remember just how disruptive this is to daily life. It reports that even traffic lights are not working. The mayor of Madrid appealing to people to please proceed calmly, to be careful, because that is how much life has come to a standstill. Also reports that mobile services, cell phones, are not working. So you're talking about communications being cut as well. So absolutely right now, for tens of millions of people, there is a sense of scramble, a sense of panic, and no clear answer as to when these services will be restored or why they were even cut in the first place.
Salma, I'm just getting news on parts of southwest France, briefly affected. News just coming into CNN by this power cut, but now focusing on supporting Spain, as far as we can tell, described certainly in the southwest of the country of France as being briefly impacted by a small power cut. That's a spokeswoman for France's electricity transmission operator RTE telling CNN on Monday. Obviously, nobody wants to speculate at this point as to what has happened, but certainly this being described in region as exceptional and extraordinary. Again, many questions about why and how long it might take before the power is restored. And at this point, your reporting suggests that there is no clear answer to either of those questions, correct?
No clear answer to either of those questions, and I think also the extent of the issue is still being understood. I mean, as you just mentioned there, we're starting to understand just how far wide this could reach, as deep into Spain. It's also affecting cell phone services. So again, we're trying to understand how many industries, how many services are affected by this. We talked about traffic lights. Just being able to cross the street right now could be dangerous in one of these towns or cities. But you also have to think about hospitals. How are they continuing to provide medical care, if at all, particularly emergency care, if these cities have been plunged into darkness? You also have to remember, of course, for schools, for children who aren't going to be able to have that electricity and can't even get in touch with their parents potentially. So a lot of fear, a lot of concern, while authorities are scrambling, as you said, to get a hold of what is an unprecedented power outage across Spain, Portugal, and parts of Europe.
Let's just hear from the mayor of Madrid.
At this moment, it is necessary to keep all roads clear. Traffic lights are currently off, but what is essential is that emergency services can move. We have also closed the tunnels on Street 30, and at the same time, calls to 112, please. Only those that are truly urgent. And if they are not attended to, they can go to police stations and to the fire stations of the City Council of Madrid for assistance.
So a major power outage reported in Spain and Portugal, small power outages in France as well. The extent of this breaking news not clear as of yet. The countries of Spain and Portugal alone have a combined population of something like 50 million. Authorities at this stage then simply calling for calm as they, Salma, work out what is going on the ground, why this has happened and how long this outage might last. Do we have any further information at this point?
I think what you hear there from the mayor of Madrid is absolutely key right now, Becky, which is his concern around emergency services, because of course there will be an overload, if you will, in terms of calls to emergency services, in terms of demands to emergency services. So he's already beginning to understand that, and I'm sure that there is that sense, of course, across both those countries that the emergency services will be strained and they need to reach out and they need to take care of those who are most in need. But again, we don't even know how affected communications are, because we have this indication that cell phones have also been impacted by this power outage. So a lot there that's not even clear yet because people simply aren't connected at this time. But for those authorities on the ground, the first priority will be restoring power as quickly as possible, particularly providing those emergency services to people who need it, and then figuring out what on earth happened here.
And as you are talking, we are just getting more news into CNN. So let me just read for our viewers what we have from Spain's National Railway Company, who say simply all rail traffic in Spain has now come to a halt. This is from Rente on X. The entire national electricity grid was cut off at 12:30 p.m. local time. That is, if you're watching in the States, 7:30 a.m. Eastern time. That is according to the National Railway Company. It runs more than 1,000 trains a day, transporting nearly 1.5 million passengers across 5,000 journeys. Rente's trains include public rail services that the state considers essential, with a travel fleet that includes high-speed trains, Euromed and intercity trains. So as things stand at the moment, CNN reporting that all rail traffic in Spain has come to a halt, according to Spain's National Railway Company. More on this as we get it. We'll let you go and let you get on with talking to your sources and digging for further information. Thank you, Selma.